If you've had toxic relationships, you probably met some people who didn't want to grow up. So today we're talking about Peter Pan syndrome. Hi everyone, I'm Sarah. I'm a certified coach. I specialize in abuse recovery from narcissistic, sociopathic, and psychopathic abuse. Peter Pan is the boy who never grew up and never wanted to. Psychologist Dr. Dan Kiley was the first to coin the term Peter Pan syndrome in his 1983 book, The Peter Pan Syndrome: Men Who Have Never Grown Up. So, what is Peter Pan syndrome? Peter Pan syndrome is a term for people who seem to never want to grow up, struggle maintaining adult relationships, and struggle with adult responsibilities. Don't let the term Peter Pan fool you. It's not just for men. There are plenty of women who also have this syndrome. People who have Peter Pan syndrome often have narcissistic personality traits, blame others for their problems, can't fully commit to relationships, and have trouble with their work-life balance. People who have this syndrome often emotionally abandon their partners because they either lack emotions or can't express their feelings or emotions in healthy ways. If there are children involved in the relationship, Peter Pan's partner will always be taking care of the children and other responsibilities in the home, like cleaning and finances, while the individual with Peter Pan syndrome procrastinates with anything they need to do, is late for important events, and they can be apathetic. They often are uncommitted, and they're all talk with no action. It can be very hard for anyone with Peter Pan syndrome to connect with anyone. They often suffer with social challenges like making and keeping friendships. Their lack of accountability for mistakes and the fact that they blame others for their problems severs potential relationships quickly if the person they're befriending is healthy. They may also feel anxious and avoid relationships altogether because they fear abandonment and they want to always be free. The often intense need to be free can sometimes cause these individuals to become promiscuous to satisfy that need, but without having connections that would take away from any freedom. However, there are the Peter Pans who know they need a Wendy to rely on, a kind and caring person who's going to fit into a caretaker role, who can take on responsibilities, while Peter can go and play whenever he sees fit. So it often feels like they're looking for a mother figure in romantic relationships instead of partners who share equal parts in the relationship. Peter Pans desire a partner who's dependent on them. They often look for people pleasers, codependents, and scapegoats who are used to unhealthy and chaotic relationships. If you grew up in a toxic family dynamic, does this sound familiar? Peter Pan syndrome is often seen in golden children in toxic family systems. Golden children are raised to be reliant on a scapegoat. They're often babied and do not develop age-appropriate life skills for them to have connections with other people their age or take on responsibilities. The golden child doesn't have to take accountability or face harsh consequences like a scapegoat would in a dysfunctional family dynamic. The unhealthy connection an individual with Peter Pan syndrome has with their parents is what created the problem in the first place. There are many reasons why someone develops Peter Pan syndrome, like an emotionally unavailable or absent father. The child is taught to be enmeshed with their mother, who makes their child come to them or another caretaker for help, or even being raised with a permissive parenting style, which is a style of parenting that is child-centered. The child calls the shots, and the parents jump when the child tells them how high. When children are sheltered and overprotected while not getting age-appropriate needs met to develop essential life skills to deal with real life, there's a possibility that they will grow up to have Peter Pan syndrome because they may expect the same privileged environment that they had when they were growing up for the rest of their lives. Do you know someone with Peter Pan syndrome? Let's talk about it down below in the comment section. Next week, we'll talk about the Wendy dilemma, the partners of the individuals with Peter Pan syndrome. If you like content like this, please like, share, and subscribe. Let's spread awareness on toxicity. I'll see you next time. Stay safe.